Hey you guys, what's up? It's Claryberry. Sorry if I got you on the earlier lives where I wasn't actually doing it, but this time it's for real. Yeah, I just wanted to do a little bit of an experiment earlier and I figured out what I needed to know. So I hope you guys are doing really, really well. Welcome to my live. I may start doing these more on a weekly basis if I feel like it. I'm not sure. Sometimes in the past, my lives haven't gone so good. So I'll like stop and take care of stuff. Energy is gaining momentum popped out, but we'll see. I love that though. Energy is gaining momentum. Okay, we're just going to start out with some cards. I'm going to talk about some of the astrology for the week. We're just going to hang out. I'm going to get to every, I'm going to do the elements, I think, rather than go through every single sign. I just see so many similarities when I do 12 different sign readings a week. Hi. I just see so many different similarities, and it's just hard to do so many all the time, especially when they're all like a lot of them are very thematically like the same. So I just feel like so many people have so many parts of their signs. We think of ourselves as, oh, hey, I'm a Sagittarius, or I'm a Cancer, but you are really the majority probably something else. You probably have more of something else in your sign than what your sun sign is and what we relate with, what we've been taught to just think about astrology is. But there's certain things that people think are even more important than sun signs, like being your rising sign, which for me, I can see that in a way. I mean, there's differences obviously with every type of, the part of the chart that you're looking at. But yeah, love astrology. It's just so much to learn. And I just love it. Okay, so the astrology of this week, we got the shark here for our animal energy. Collective. Trust your instincts and to discern the truth of the situation. Trust your instincts. Always. Hi, guys. Pisces, Moon, and Scorpio. See, I have all of my parents, my whole family were all water signs. Except for my sister, she's Sagittarius. And then, yeah, it's just, you can see how you are your sun sign a lot, but you can also get a lot from the other aspects. And I always say, paying attention to the moon, and the moon is the closest planet to us. It's out of all the personal planets, the moon is so important because it's like an additional aspect that we have to deal with on a daily basis. Like we deal with the sun and the moon, on a daily basis. And your moon is kind of, your insides. And so that's why when we're doing this type of work, I like to focus on the moon energy. Okay, I'm going to take 3 of my tiny cards. So how are you guys doing? I hope everything is going really well this weekend. I actually just kind of have had a pretty chill weekend after all. So just kind of focused on, being a little bit productive but restful and healing types of stuff. It's always a good idea. All right. Wow. Okay. So cycle's definitely ending here. We've got resolution and then we've got the death card as our first card here. So don't worry about the death card. It's positive because it means that's exactly what's supposed to happen during this full moon. So when you have a full moon, it's full. What do you do from there? You either overflow, something bursts, it's full. So you're gonna have a spill. Not necessarily you're gonna have a spill, but something is going to end. Usually, like turn the water off, something ends. So you're full. It's done. It's completed. Completions are great. It's not like we tend to think of, oh, it's an ending of something that makes us sad, but it's not necessarily like that. It's resolution. So the death card, shouldn't scare you if you're on track, if you're on purpose here, if you're doing, focusing on the things that you need to be focusing on. Oh my, okay, so I'm not used to this, sorry. Okay, this isn't working the same way as something else works. Okay, shoot, now I'm in the text thing. Okay, this is not good. How do I go back? Does anybody know how to zoom out? Okay, there we go. Okay, just zoomed in again. Okay. So yeah, I appreciate you guys and your comments. Anna, hi. Oh, I remember you. All right. That's awesome. Venus and Scorpio, very passionate, very passionate. Okay. So yeah, it's great that you're in Scorpio now too. I mean, you get extra power from your signs. I'm still a little bit um, zoomed in here, but let's see if we can just kind of, okay, that doesn't really help. Let's go up one step. Okay. So perfect. I mean, it'll do. So anyway, letting go of something, something's just done. It's not even about, oh, the actual letting go of something. It's about the done, like you're finally reached that stage. Got this from my princess party yesterday. It was so great to hang out with my niece. We had an amazing time. I got to wear my crown and everything. I was gonna wear it for this, but I was like, nah, I'll be all right. I was a princess and a queen enough yesterday. So yeah, I feel like a lot of good things are coming to us, with this ending. We're kind of enjoying this ending. It's like, yeah, every ending is kind of bittersweet, but it's almost like right now you're like not even paying attention to it, but you don't even realize how much you've changed already. Is kind of what I'm getting from this. Okay. So we have a lot going on this week too, though, which we need to talk about. So Monday, tomorrow, we're still going to be in the Taurus moon. Okay. We're not quite to the full moon, but we're in the Taurus moon. So it's like, I feel like we're working on ourselves. We're like chipping away kind of the refining process, about our emotions. It's a good time to do inner child healing work, but because everything's just so like serene and secure and people are just kind of chill right now, they're just like being sensual and enjoying foods and, possibly overindulgence and things. But I mean, it's really a time to just kind of rest and slow down and, smell the roses type of energy. So, it's one of those things, like we can be kind of stubborn in Taurus though as well, but it's also kind of almost this self-protective like stubbornness, like just relax, chill, catch up on your sleep, catch up on your nutrients, eat some food, enjoy yourself, which is perfect for the weekend energy, just kind of relax and enjoy yourself. So I think it's a really good weekend for a lot of people, even if you didn't feel like a whole bunch of progress was actually made, necessarily. But Monday is 11/11. Okay. 11/11/2019. This is about realizing our dreams and talking our new ideas, beliefs, and expectations into fruition here. This is the process of, talking it out a little bit, sharing your ideas. Okay. And also, it has to do with your role, your understanding your role in your relationship, and really being there to fulfill that role and fulfilling it well, So, and sometimes that means discussing some of these issues, some of these changes that have been made. Okay. We may be somewhat disciplined here, with this. I feel like there might be a need, to be disciplined about, hey, we're not going to keep on doing these old habits that we know are not good for us. Let's let go of them because, and the best way here to get rid of them, to move on, to make progress here is to just look at what you're doing, what is bothering you, what are the thoughts that you're thinking that you don't really resonate with. What are the things that are causing you that cognitive dissonance in your life where you're like, no, this isn't right. Something's wrong. If you're really in tune with yourself, you already know, you will be sensitive. She's like reaching out her hand here. You will be, oh my gosh, I cannot forget this again. Okay. Oh, good for you, Anna. Is it Anna or Anna? Oh my gosh, no. Okay, I think that's right. I'm gonna stop touching it to try to zoom in on it. It's so zoomed in now. I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. Oh, okay, and that's where I need to stop. Not that one. Is that far? Okay, now hopefully it just won't mess it up when it's on here. Okay, I think we did it. Oh my gosh, we did it. Yay. Okay, I'm not touching the screen again, so if I miss comments or something, or if it's not focusing, that's just gonna be okay. So you'll just have to take my word for it. Oh, there you go. At least you can see she's like reaching out. She's like reaching out. You could say she's pointing or she's looking, but she's also kind of got her hand in like a receiving. She's like receiving messages and energy. She's not afraid to be like, what, okay, what is going on? And like receive the energy on a deeper level. It's like you get your antenna up, and you like listen and focus. So it's like, what messages are we receiving here? You're receiving new messages that are clearing out old, and that's good. That's what we need to do. And that's why I always say get my program at claryberry.com. You can find the program, figure out how to get it. It's just such a great investment. It's so inexpensive to change your life on every level. And I mean, you can't say, and I can't say enough about it, honestly. Doing it myself, it's, different influences have come in and showed me how to do this, but it's the receiving of the energy. And also, I do have a Cancer sun and a Cancer moon, so I'm all about intuition anyway. So like inner healing is kind of my jam anyway. So this is just about, there's things that are repetitive cycles that just keep happening, repetitive thoughts that keep going on, in your brain, and you're done with it. You're done. You're getting to that point where it's this final conclusion that we're talking about. That's why we have nines, because on the journey, the fool's journey, that's almost to a 10. So that is resolution. Like you're almost just right there. If you're not there yet, you're about to come into some kind of resolution with a situation regarding, again, letting things go and kind of moving on mentally. Because again, when you're moving on, you're taking a new steps. You have to start over. You have to reframe your mental, and then your emotional, and then your actions, and then your habits. It's the cycle of the holistic law of attraction that I always talk about, and it's in detail in my program. I have over 30 videos in the program. So many hours. I don't even know how many hours. Lots of hours in the program of just how to heal yourself, how to go back and deal with your shit and get it cleared out. And this is a perfect time to do it because we're so cozy in Taurus, it's like such a positive, everybody's getting ready for, I don't know, everybody in the Northern Hemisphere getting ready for, winter's coming, and it's like bundle yourselves up and allow yourself to eat some, good food. And that's what Taurus is all about, kind of enjoying life on a deeper level. Like, I love Taurus. I have, kids in Taurus. So, and, Taurus energy within myself as well. I mean, we all have all the energies. So it's like, be open to all of them, how they can help you and guide you. Okay. So we have the full moon coming as well. I don't know. I'm still shuffling these cards. Okay. So of course we got instincts and resolution. Okay. So go within. The more you go within, the more you're going to have this resolution. Okay. It's interesting because we did get the full moon. Okay, so whenever I get the right energy on the actual card, it's really important. Okay, so and this couldn't be more perfect because, well, I mean, I'm a Cancer, a double Cancer, so that's like my stamp, on this. Look how gorgeous this is. This is so much growth and clarity, so much understanding that you're coming into. Might be something about helping the earth too, and really going, like, you might be really focused right now on how to go low waste, do recycling, all of this stuff is good. Okay, I'm gonna take it. Got it on the floor. 7, I love it. 7, I love it. It's kind of, they say it's an imbalance number, but 7 to me is lucky. It's a lucky. It just is, okay. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing really, really well, and thank you again for joining me. I'm really excited about the Taurus full moon because I'm seeing it's a lot of enthusiasm, which I love. If you guys watch me, like I'm kind of this little kid at heart, and I just really like to stay. Oh, got the Cancer card again. Wow, lots of Cancer energy coming through in this reading, which is interesting. It must just be my influence here. Okay, with the hook again. We always get a hook. Do you notice that? Makes me want to just do one more. Oh, yeah, baby. Okay, so I'm so glad you guys are here. Okay, so this is just the general overview. This is going to be a kind of a long ass live, too, just to let you know if you have stuff to do, come back. Because I'm going to be going through all of the different elements within this video as well. But right now we're just doing, we're just doing the collective here. Let me get some water. We got to stay hydrated. One of the successes. Okay, so yeah. Letting go, completion, and then I didn't talk about the judgment. Beautiful, beautiful growth here. Beautiful understanding of the shadow work. This card to me is about, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. Okay, so yeah. We have Exhibit A on the floor, bowing down to the angels, who are playing their song. And it's like this humility and understanding that, you are a part of everything. You are not the center of the universe. It's like containing the ego, judgment, being able to be discerning. And to me, judgment is such a positive thing. Because if you're discerning things, which we are meant to do, I always talk about this, beginning hominoids were all about this, to figure out, is something dangerous or not? That's how we survive, it's part of us. But judgment, discernment also goes into, a deeper level. And when you get into that judgment, when it flips over to, okay, just being kind of a judgy person, when you catch yourself doing that, it's always a message for yourself. It is always a message. So it's like the more judgy you are of other people, the more inner work you need to do. And it's really helpful. It's really immediate. It's shadow work is what we call it. So you can check it out on my program, claryberry.com. Tell you all about how to use this properly. There's direct steps that you can use, and it'll really empower you. Honestly, it's going to empower you to be, kind of a herald and a messenger like these angels here, and really speak the truth, and really kind of get over your own ego, like we were saying here. Okay, so focus on success. I mean, everybody is, and whatever that means for you, we all have our ideas of what that means. And I feel like lately you've been kind of taking a step back and really thinking more about a little bit of long-term stuff, possibly here. Okay. So, but it's like, it's been this shaping and this molding of like how we want our lives to be in the future, because we know there's this new beginning coming. We know not only the year is ending, we're starting to kind of wrap our heads around that, but now we're starting to see that, okay, then we're going to have the next year, and then what are we planning? Many of you guys are far ahead of me on planning different things, but overall, it's kind of the whole, you just can only move so far because we have to deal with things in the collective in a holistic way. I always talk about the holistic law of attraction, the holistic health. Everything is holistic. That's the thing about life and like science. It's so pinpointed to look at one thing at a time, and it's easily, what's the word? It's very easily used in certain ways for like propaganda, because you're looking at something so close under the microscope. The book Whole, if you guys read the book Whole by T. Colin Campbell, if you want to get into some of the stuff in the dairy, or not the dairy, but just the the health industry, excuse me, then you will really learn a lot. Like I knew already a lot about, the industry, the FDA, like things like this, and how they use these different organizations use science to their own benefit. For instance, you have the Atkins Foundation funding their own science. You have the Weston A. Price people who are small farmers of animals that they're actually creating their own studies, but you look at what works and it's kind of like, then you really know. Okay. But there is this kind of collective, we're realizing our dreams. We're coming into passion time now. We've been in Scorpio. A lot of our different, planets and energies have been working with the Scorpio energy. And it is about your deeper passion meshing with the outer passion right now. That's what Scorpio, is about. Those topics that, we don't normally want to talk about. We're kind of more focused on those right now. The even just death comes up. That's what we had, the death card here. Like things are dying, it's fall time. Like it's just how it is. So your mind kind of naturally goes towards that. But again, it's kind of that hook, that loop where, okay, well, then going into next year, this is what we want to change. What do we want to do? We want to change all this stuff. We got dreams. Don't be afraid to dream right now. Don't be afraid to dream big. It's a great time to dream is when you're kind of in this Taurus, comfortable, safe, little secure kind of bubble of life, if you will. Okay, so lots of reversal energy, all of this reversal. So very important part of the reading here, and or happening a little bit more in the future, / this is pretty much a big decision that you will need to make here, whatever comes up in these cards. And I need a little bit more water, you guys. I'm a little behind on my water this morning, so it makes sense why I'm thirsty. I try to drink one of these in the morning and one of these in the PM, and that is good on water. About 32 ounces or so in here, so about a liter, so 2 liters minimum of water a day. Keep you so much more healthy. It'll curb your appetite a little bit. It'll just keep you awake and energized more. You won't need as much coffee. You'll just, like, a lot of things will happen. A lot of things rely on water, so don't forget your water too. Okay, maybe that's our Cancer influence here coming through. Okay, yeah, there's lots of change, and it's also because we're going within. And I have to say, 1111, you guys, 1111 is huge. Okay, people are calling it a portal. It's a portal, whatever. However, whatever words work with you for explaining phenomenon and different things. People see things in different ways, so don't be afraid to like change, the wording of different things. But yeah, 1111, I feel like, yeah, like I was saying before, talk it out. It's like you're coming into a better idea of who you want to be, and again what you want to do for the long term. And so you're visualizing more, your visualizations are more clear, they're just better, you're seeing it all, you're seeing how it's all going to come together. And that's why you're having movement directly after, once you can completely see it. And then you get this faith. The faith is kind of the piece, the faith in the goal or in the dream, is the piece that turns it from mental to emotional, which again, you have to have this holistic law of attraction. It can't just be a mental thing. So you have to go through the mental, but then plan it out in a certain way. But then again, you have to have this belief, and it just kind of has to resonate with you, like if it's the right thing to do or not. Because so many people, we have a vision and we want to do things, and it's like, sorry, but that's just not the way it's going to work out. That's just not the way that, just because it's the way that you envisioned it and you want it doesn't mean that it's the best way for you. Sometimes the universe or, God, energy, whatever source, like however you want to discuss that, it has a better idea about what we need. And you can easily look back into your past and probably see where that is true. So it just kind of reinforces this idea of trust, in the divine, in the source energy, which is such a great kind of energy to be in, because when you're in that energy, it will actually help you to attract more of that being in connection, in control. Because when you're in connection, you have more control. It's when you have that dissonance, then you kind of get a little bit outside of what you even wanted to do. You're just trying to compensate in some way. Okay. So, yeah, Monday is going to be, I think, a great day. It's going to be like a good Monday for people. It's going to be about again, this resolution, this completion of long-term goals, and being able to turn certain dreams. It's like when you reach the next level, certain dreams become more tangible again, and you wrap your mind around them. And that's the process here that we have, is that something that you've been working on, focusing on, thinking of, is really going, you're seeing the next level, and you're like, well, I better do this now to prepare for that, because you got to get ready. Like, you got to get ready for next year's season of crops, or you got to get ready for what is actually going to happen in your life in the future, and these changes that are coming. So it's like you're being smart because you're looking at the true picture here. You know what I mean? And that's going to help you to refine your goal. It's going to help you to clear obstacles out of the way, to see clearly, again, what needs to happen, what actions you need to take, what arrangements need to be made, phone calls, communication, but also like just doing things, the way you think about things, the way you like what your true inner drive is here. Okay. Because you're going to have kind of a boost from figuring stuff out, but then you got to sustain it over time, and you got to realize that it's going to be, a journey just like everything else is. But just have that trust in knowing that even if you're leaving things behind that you may have thought you loved or you needed or you wanted, that you're going to be open to the signs and follow the signpost, like, oh, just do, like, follow your intuition here. Okay, this is all about intuition. Your intuition and your instincts are guiding you where you need to go. Okay, sharks don't have great eyesight, but they have different sharks have different things, and a lot of these animals have these senses. It's just a different way of sensing things, and that's kind of the point to the instinct here, is that it's just a different way of knowing things. It may not be a thinking, it's just, I got this feeling. Pay attention to that type of stuff, okay? Because this is very kind of on alert energy for your growth. Keep on pushing for that growth, and keep on nurturing your own growth in whatever ways, are important to you at the time, okay? And again, we actually still have some aspects in Libra. So we're getting, whoops, cat just jumped on the bed. Hi, Luna. So again, it's kind of, I feel like this is relationships. This is all about relationships. Your relationships are getting deeper. Maybe a little bit flirty, and you're rubbing off on people as far as your healing. So keep on shining your light, keep on paying attention to what is important in your life. Priorities are very important here. Okay, this is about what you're giving your time, your money, your attention. What are you doing? Are you supporting good causes? Are you supporting good small, local businesses? Are the best you can? I mean, we all have to do the best we can, but who really are you? Like, this is understanding your own self through your actions. Okay, so understand that with this habitual pentacles type of energy, it's what you do on a daily basis, what you think about, again, any type of energy, whether it's who you talk to, who you listen to, who you get your advice from, who like what kind of, even just like physical things you do, like working out, like who you listen to as far as your diet and your long-term goals, and what you're actually feeding to yourself, and also your job, like how you're letting your job take its toll on you. And jobs are inherently kind of not necessarily keen on the idea of, like, okay, being healthy, number one. Some of us have good corporations that have like good workout rooms and stuff like that where you can stay healthy at work, but a lot of times it's really difficult to like work it in to stay healthy stay healthy at the same time as you are like trying to get ahead at work. It's just like most of us like don't eat enough, or then we eat the wrong things and then we feel like crap, or we drink too much coffee, or we're just, it kind of, I mean, some of us have good routines during the work week, and that's kind of what you want to strive for. Okay. But this is kind of just feeling stuff out. It's being a little bit fresh. And understanding, that what you pay attention to is what's going to get you your results. So at the end of the cycle, you very clearly have this point where, your energy goes out. When you're in your pentacles and you're giving out energy here, you're paying attention to what the hell you're giving it out to. Okay. Make sure and be discerning. Again, it's this judgment energy. Be discerning about what you are giving your attention to. Make sure it's of the highest good right now. Okay. That's why this person on the floor is like so succumbed to these angels, because they are so truly powerful and understanding, and they have the presence and all of this stuff, because they have all of this love, and they know. Okay. But this is about self-blockage of love here. This card comes up so much for me because, and not just for me, but in the readings that I do, because this is so common, because we're causing our own belief. We it's not that we're consciously necessarily choosing to think certain thoughts, but we are stuck in patterns of thinking where we set ourselves up to be in the same situations, where we set ourselves up for the same outcomes as that has been in the past. And, there's various reasons for this, but what it is these erroneous, beliefs, thoughts, and expectations. It's usually either, like, a lot of times it's religion, hardcore people get in their heads, or some kind of parental thing, it could be neglect, abuse, or any kind of level of any of that sort of thing, trauma that will cause, these erroneous beliefs, like I'm always made to be receiving the underdog thing in life, or, I'm this or that, like just beliefs about yourself, beliefs about people, how they relate to you. You remember, everything is a relationship, so everything, when you wrap your mind around things, it's like the way you do that is really going to affect the rest of your life, and it's going to affect your love life. Okay. So a lot of times this is not conscious stuff that we're dealing with. These are thoughts, beliefs, and expectations that are so ingrained in your subconscious a lot of times, because they're very deep, that you've been feeling this guy's acting like a child, crying on the floor like this. That's an inner child thing. He's just a big old baby bear. You know what I mean? He just needs to heal his shit from a long time ago. And that is, I think a full moon is a great time to do the inner child healing work and the shadow work, because you are releasing old beliefs and expectations. It's a perfect ritual or, habit to get into on a full moon. Okay, so the full moon is actually coming, Tuesday? So the 12th. So after we have our 11/11, again, which I just want to clarify again, 11/11, great for relationships. This is a twin flame number. Okay. 11/11 is a great, like, twin flame day. Like, celebrate yourself, celebrate your coming into realization of your dreams with each other, being more disciplined, being more, just another person than you used to be, being more in alignment. Celebrate every single step that you take. And also, it's about discussing these issues and this growth with your person. So in some way, shape, or form, I would say try to have a conversation on Monday with your twin flame, because it is twin flame day. And it's like paying homage to that. And it's just checking in with them. And again, maybe having a conversation, discussing some issues that need to be discussed, possibly. Okay. It's going to be an energy where you're more able to communicate, things in a good way. So it's kind of a clean out the closet energy. It's kind of a lower your waist, be more efficient type of an energy. Okay, this is about turning dreams into reality, coming into this conclusion, going into this full moon on Tuesday at 1:34 p.m. in Taurus. We are really coming into, like I said, this new reality of how things are going to be in the future. We're kind of in this place where, yes, we're realizing that the way that you were always doing things is changing. The old things that you were paying attention to, now you're giving more energy to something else. And rightfully so, because you need to, because you've been stuck in a pattern here of redoing. It's this Mercury retrograde seeping in, the redoing, the cycles going over and over, reenactments. It's like oh my gosh, I got deja vu because I've been here before and I've done this before. Not saying that's necessarily what deja vu is, but it's kind of like that feeling of, I've been there before. And it's like we're coming away from this cycle now. And excuse me, what is getting us the furthest away from that cycle is doing the shadow work and the inner child healing. Okay. And so we have more balancing out energy coming into our higher power here, making this growth and healing and expectation and understanding how divine you are, how connected you are, and exactly what you're here for. It's finding that purpose, that ABC 1, 2, 3, top thing that you're going to focus your life on, which is like you, your person, and then what else? Your mission. So it's like coming together with those three things. That's what this triangle is about here too. And understanding, having that true understanding. Okay. So we are just going to keep on going. I'm going to clear this and let's start out with fire. So for the fire, we are going to, just a second here, we're going to actually not do any moon. Okay, we're going to do these. So fire signs. Okay, I'll have to try to put the time stamps below, or if anybody can do that, feel free. I would love that. So we're going to get into, like I said, fire first for the week ahead. So this is going to be Monday. Well, it's really now, so it's technically still Sunday the 10th is what today is. Hello. And then Monday the 11th, which is just a super powerful day, guys. And I'm putting extra energy into you, those watching this, because 11 is my day. 11 and 22, those of you who watch me might know that, I got a kid that was born on the 11th. And I'm 22. He's born 11 days away from me, literally in June. So it's really cool to have that kind of deuce energy, and then like split with him. It's so cute. And it's powerful, I think. So here we go. Let's see how our fire energy comes through this week. Again, of the Taurus, we're coming in. Okay, so we're coming in we came from Aries moon. But then on Sunday, tonight at 6:18 p.m. Central Time, we have our moon going into Taurus. Okay, and then we're going to go through the week. We have our full moon in Taurus on Tuesday. Full moon at 1:34. I think it's Tuesday. And then the moon goes into Gemini on Wednesday. And then it goes into Cancer, okay, on Friday. So we're going to have a Cancer weekend. So this is for the whole weekend, okay, including the 11/11 portal. All right, so let's take our fire energy. Here we go. Goose, got the goose again. Just had this energy yesterday. This is very protective. Take time to rest and recuperate. Again, we have our Rees. So this is our Mercury influence, our Mercury retrograde influence that we're still in until the 20th, coming through on this. Take time to rest, which is perfect Taurus energy as well. We just got this card in Taurus energy coming through on a video that I did the other day. Rest and recuperate, R&R, rest and relaxation. I'm sensing, some movies are going to be watched this weekend. Even through Monday, people are going to be, just kind of kicking back, watching sports, just chilling, having a good time, really maybe a sensual little time here, making time for each other and being sweet, a little bit of sweet energy here, which is great. Okay, I'm going to take 2 of these. So, okay, we have the moon and then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Such a powerful little deck here. Okay, and our moon is much about, moons are always about this self-discovery, looking within, going within the self. Obviously, we have the doorway cards here, but this is very intricate balance and growth that you've been achieving over time. And you really are focused, and because you're so focused, your person is also very focused on themselves right now, and that's what we want, and it may even be causing you guys not to even see each other, but that's great because that person is doing that work. They're showing up for themselves, your person, as well as you right now. I'm getting the sense that you guys are both going within. You're both dealing with some of the work. And it's because of the little, so we got the little crab guy, the little lobster down there. Yeah, he's a lobster. So he's more of a Scorpio. And this is our Scorpio energy influence coming through and having us kind of naturally be more in this intuition kind of a sense. So it's very positive. Okay. It's very positive to just be able to go within. It's like more people are being able to go within right now, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's a great time, for us to make collective leaps, collective jumps together, within the collective. So, and this one, I gotta love this because we have the kind of the Ram energy here, which is, we just came out of Aries, which is Ram, but I'm also getting like some Taurus energy coming from this, from our grounded, earthy type of Pentacles energy that we have. So full moon, and we got one in the sky. So again, there's gonna be kind of a theme or a focus that has your attention more than others, and it could be relationships, it could be health, and just coming into this really place where you're being I feel like there's definitely a psychic increase. So it's kind of like we know what's best for us right now. We know what foods to choose to kind of heal ourselves, or what, maybe like abstain, or abstain from this or that, or eat something new. It's just how it's coming across here, but it's because we're kind of staying grounded, and if you can, get outside and really get some exercise outside, and it's going to help you to fine tune this psychic intuition, and help you to move forward in a way where you're moving something again into completion, like we said in the general overall reading of this. So it's very, very positive. This full moon is very, 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 very positive. It's very, very auspicious. Okay, the full moon in Taurus like this is it's a comforting energy where things are moving. They are, unless, don't let yourself be too stubborn about certain things. Okay, if you find yourself being really stubborn, that's a time to do the shadow work on whatever you're feeling so stubborn about, or whatever is bothering you right now. Just do the shadow work on. And the main thing, if you don't have the program, which I highly recommend my program, but the main thing about shadow work, the first step of shadow work is just flipping the switch. It's flipping the switch from your person. You're judging somebody else, whether it's your person or any person. You're judging somebody, you're judging a group, you're judging a country, you're judging anybody. Flip it around on yourself and say, how am I doing that? How am I possibly in any little way doing that same thing that I'm accusing other people or thinking about other people of doing? And you'll understand, you start to understand the relationship with you and your shadow side. That's what my program is all about. So again, you can always get that at claireberry.com. It'll give you the most up-to-date prices on that program. And I also do the private reading packages, different things. So you can go and check that out. Also be in the description box below. But definitely, it's, like I said, a great time to go within, because we have the sun in Scorpio. So we're kind of wanting to do that anyway. Like everybody's really got that pull, to, in some way, shape, or form, deal with this energy. So it's like, however your shit is going to come out for you, unless you deal with it. It's going to come out one way or another to get dealt with. Okay. What's on the inside, what's deep within the subconscious energy. Okay. And then, towards Wednesday, we're just going to kind of come into this kind of flip the switch, be in a moon in Gemini. And I feel like for, fire signs, that's going to be kind of a positive thing to kind of get a little breath of fresh air. It's going to be like a boost, an energy boost for you guys, and kind of head you into the weekend a little bit to kind of prepare for maybe more coming into emotions too on the weekend. Okay, so remember that the full moon is really a period. It's not just happening on Tuesday, and going into Wednesday. This is like a full thing that puts forth, your next kind of your next energies and how we are coming into dealing with those. And I don't know, I love Taurus energy and Cancer energy. Obviously, I've got many aspects and many, my Venus is in Taurus, and my moons and my sun is in Cancer. And I got kids in Taurus as well. So I'm very welcoming to those energies because I understand them. So, okay, we got the new beginning, and then, oh, we got our 5 of Cups. Okay, so it's pushing through. We're still, remember how much of a journey everything is. So this is still for fire signs, okay? So, yeah, going within is helping you start your new beginning. You're starting literally a new path, a new way of acting on a daily basis. And you have this urge to kind of go back. It's like, go back. But no, we're not going to do that. You need to turn around and face the music and focus on the now, focus on the energies, but also you're going to get your cues on where to go moving forward from the introspective energies that you have to be able to look at what happened on a clear slate. You have to be able to get some cleansing from the situation as you move forward with your new beginning. We can't deny the new beginning is already happening. You're already in a new place than you were a week or 2 ago, for sure. And again, this could be fire sign for your any different fire that you have in your chart. Okay, it's very important to know your chart so that you can say, okay, well, my fire, I have fire. For instance, I have fire in my ascendant, which is really important. Your ascendant is really important. So it's like that's again where my dualities come from, and why I love all you. If you watch this channel often, I always am talking about dualities. And again, that's why, because I have the sun and the moon as my sun and my moon, and then I have it for my ascendant. It's like opposites. So the duality comes through, and that's why I think maybe kind of had this intuition to figure out about the shadow work before I even knew what shadow work was, or I never had anybody really explain shadow work to me on any type of way. I just figured it out for myself, and that's why I have the program, because I put so much work into it, and it's really like a whole bunch of counseling sessions and therapy sessions into one. It's like figuring out how to do it, and you don't really need a PhD to figure this shit out. You just have to have this intuition, which I happen to have had. So I'm trying to share this with you. And, it's kind of like you don't want to deal with your feelings because, maybe you have some fiery energy here where you're trying to just be passionate about something and fire through and punch through and, not even have to kind of stop and deal with that, because it can kind of feel like this is sappy, and that all the water, the tears, and, you don't want to deal with that. So just understand that, again, moving forward from any situations that are, not welcome, that you don't want anymore. The key is to just start from the now and the power of the now and focusing in on the future. And the best thing you can do to kind of cleanse out your future again is to move forward with the shadow work. That's all this is right here. The shadow work is going to help you heal, define your goals, to cleanse out, to protect yourself right now in this time of this new beginning, which new beginnings need kind of that little bubble. It's like whenever you start a seed in the spring or whatever, even in the early, parts of winter, you're sitting there and you're just taking such good care of this tiny little seed. If you put it outside, it's got to have like a bubble. You can't just put it outside. It's got to have a little greenhouse sort of something going on to protect it from the early morning frost and the changes, that we go through. That's the energy here, is this season of change, but we have to protect this new beginning. Okay. And the way that you can do that is by doing the shadow work, and you will have an unlimited kind of feeling of happiness, respect for yourself, your confidence is going to go up from this, I'm feeling, and you'll be able to sleep at night better. You'll be able to walk in the, it's like walk the walk that you have. Maybe you've wrapped your mind around something. Maybe it's the law of attraction, whatever. It's like through the program, I feel like you're going to be able to push forward and really work through the actual law of attraction with your relationship, which is something that we all aspire to do. But the law of attraction is kind of vague, and it's hard to do when you're working, you're trying to work it on other people, but it does have to do with you. It's all about going within. And again, my program really tells you how to do that. Okay. So any tower moments that happen are a lot of times right here. This is the main part that's coming up on this tower card right now. These are the roots. It's where you choose to build from. It's where, it's like when you're going camping and you're looking around, you're like, where am I going to lay this tent at? Because I don't have a bunch of foo camping stuff. I don't have a little mattress, a little air mattress or whatever. No, you're going camping on the ground. So you need to see where it's level, where there's not a bunch of rocks, and nothing bad laying underneath your area. You don't want a bunch of bugs or anything crazy, right? So you really got to scope out the right spot. Make sure it's safe, make sure you can have a good vantage point, maybe protection from the weather. You consider these things when starting new endeavors. You consider everything about it. You got to plunge into it, dive in, and really, it's almost like stay up late night doing your work, doing your discovery about your passion and how this needs to start, how this new beginning needs to be. And because you didn't do that in the past, there were tower moments. But now, because you're focused on this, you're delaying tower moments. You're making the tower moments, not as bad, because you're building a good foundation on an actual, with good roots. Again, the roots part, you see that roots, right? This is all about the roots. This is about your underlying belief systems. Okay. So again, this is akin to almost like a Hierophant card at this point, going deeper into that dogma. Why do you believe that? Why do you believe this? Why are you judgmental here? Why are you judgmental there? This is all about the shadow work for the fire signs. Okay. And it's about changing these beliefs, these expectations, and starting to see new results off of them. Getting to the point where you know your shit, you see it, you believe it, it's higher power, you've got this change. It's like you're rising again. You're rising again because of this knowledge, because of this growth, because of this healing. Okay? Fire signs. Perfect. Okay? And you're able to start looking at why you do things a certain way, why you do this, why you do that. It's an understanding of yourself on a deeper level, which is one of the best gifts of the whole program that I experienced in going, because I did my own program. That's why I'm so passionate about it, and that's why I know that it works, because it's completely changed me in my inside, and therefore it's completely changed my relationship. You could ask my person, maybe someday I'll try to ask him to get on here, but we've come a long way from the summer till now, and a lot of it has to do with me learning, more about the holistic law of attraction, the twin flame scenario, like everything. Okay, so this is about you also starting to really understand things on a deeper level, and it helps you when you understand things. This is basically the card where these energies are starting to become something else, much more than just thoughts, and expectations goes into beliefs that have, because once you start to get comfortable, with an idea, you kind of put some emotional investment into it. We just do that as humans. And so the way, when you change your mind truly about something, then you're actually able to start walking in a new way, in a new direction, in a new, you're going to be carrying your burdens in a new way. Like once you get in there and shift things, it automatically changes how you react and how you act. And that will change results as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and move into air signs here. Okay. Let's do some air sign energy. And I am going to go ahead and use this deck for our air signs. Oh, these cards feel so light right now. This is really interesting. You know how the cards just, wow, they just feel so light. That is so crazy. We are going to take 2 from this deck. Okay, again, this is for the air signs. 1 popped out. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so we have air sign and Pentacles energy, which makes sense because we're talking about air signs and we're in the Taurus moon. We're talking about the Taurus moon for most of this week. We're not quite in the Taurus moon yet. It'll be later on today because right now it's about 10:45 in the morning on the 10th. So again, about 6:20 or so. Central Time, the moon is going to go into Taurus, and then the full moon happens on Tuesday. So for air signs, let's see what we got. We got our Five of Pentacles and our other card of the teeny tiny cards. Ooh, okay, got the Ten of Swords. So again, there is an underlying theme here between both of the elements so far as to the swords. A lot of swords, a lot of worry, a lot of some kind of maybe erroneous thought, belief, or expectation in our life. It's really a sign to do the shadow work, because this is 10 is like you're finishing up. Again, it's resolution. You're finishing up this old kind of way of looking at things, way of life, way of looking at some certain situation that has been because of I think it's because of something that has came in, whether it's news, whether it's your money is not right, or your social energies, maybe you're not where you want to be with your twin flame, not quite, and that you have to do this, that you have to go within. So it's about really looking at what ails you. Okay, what are you passionate about, and what are you, at any given moment, especially the more passionate about something you really need to do shadow work on it right there in that moment. I always say that too. Okay. So we're kind of in this rest and relaxation period. So it's perfect timing to deal with this shit, to stop it from bringing kind of these meh results. Okay. I'm getting that nothing's like huge wrong with how things are going, but you still want more, you still want more. This is what you want, and you're coming into it. You got this great energy of really getting things together in your life. I'm getting like a young middle, like, still working for goals, still working on stuff, still coming into, I'm getting like that 20s or 30s energy, where it's like, you're just finally realizing that, you still are in that excited about life mode, but you're still kind of chugging because you need to like start focusing on life and like becoming an adult in at least a couple of ways. You know what I mean? So it's kind of that energy, like, okay, now I'm 20. I'm not saying that anybody is particular age, but that's the energy of this time right now that I'm getting to come across for this week, again, for the air signs. Okay. So for air, this is so cute. For air in the Taurus, you can see she's kind of like holding on, there's winds of change, a storm here. And again, this has to do with these different ideas that are coming in. We have a different mindset, and that's why you're changing what you're paying attention to. Again, we got this earlier, always happens. You're paying attention to what is important to you, what you're working on a daily basis, and you're not giving a crap what other people think. You shouldn't, and I don't recommend it. And I think that's what this is saying, is you can be nice and take it into consideration, say thank you for your this, but you got to put your own spin on it, and that's just who you are. You got to live your own life. Okay, so if that's in relation to your twin flame, that could be people saying, oh, are you sure about this guy, or are you sure about, her, or whatever. It's like, no, you are really feeling like I feel like you're wearing your heart on your sleeve here. And, that is good for you to kind of express this right now, that this is what's healthy for you, it's kind of like, again, these things are coming together for you with your external energy, like the efforts that you've been putting out, the energy that you've been focusing on, this or that, is kind of showing. It's going to be starting, if it's not already, to kind of showing some dividends here. But again, there's going to be things that are trying to hold you back. Okay. And these are within you. This is not somebody attacking you. This is your own beliefs, thoughts, and expectations. You have full control to change this. And that how you change it is by getting the program and doing the work. Okay. You will be able to, if you do the shadow work, be able to see blessings that are right under your nose that you just can't see right now because you're blocked. Your attitude is somehow, not really truly who you are. It's not really truly being accepting of the gifts that, again, the universe, God, source, power, ancestors, energy, angels, I don't care, however you want to think about it. The higher powers that be are trying to help you. And it's like there's something that's blocking you from being able to see that right now. Okay. So again, it's all about it's about something in your past that led you to believe or think a certain way. to believe that a certain thing was going to always happen to you over and over and over. And you do the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords here. So shadow work, shadow work, shadow work. Flip that switch. Every judgment on somebody else, look at them and say, how am I doing this? How am I doing this? How am I not doing this? How are they doing this? How are they not doing this? Flip it all 4 ways. That is shadow work, okay? Little extra there, okay? So that is what's going to be able to help you. This is so much shadow work. You have the black and the white up the side. This is the whole growth has grown. The new additions, the new, you had your foundations laid before, between the relationship, between, your life purpose, between going within and understanding yourself on the inside, and your family, your inner child. All of these things are connected, and having these things in alignment are what is going to get you to this next level of happiness, where again, all your ducks are in a row. You got your shit straight. Okay. So we have a lot of this energy. There's this lot of potential for you to have this wonderful, amazing, great life. And in some ways, I'm sure you already are, but it's like you're kind of doing it alone now. And you really want that familial bond and that, union, not just with yourself. You're working on your union with yourself right now, but this is what is coming for you. Okay. But I feel like you're going to make so much progress on coming to basically everything that you want. Again, this wisdom that you like to carry with you. You know what's true. You know what to follow. That's why you're here talking about these things and not watching some Kim Kardashian video or something. You know what I mean? Is because you're on that path, and you just have to understand that, again, really, this is the key. These, it seems like, oh, a lot of swords, it's hurting, it's getting in my way, but it's actually a ladder. This is the essence of shadow work, climbing out of the pit, out of the hole that you dug probably for yourself a little bit, or that was dug for you. Sometimes this stuff is familial. It goes down through the bloodlines. It goes down how people treat each other. The victim is creating that same scenario because they don't even know better. How can you love someone when you've never been loved yourself the right way or whatever? Like you can only do with what your own self. That's the key to forgiveness. That's the key to climbing out of the pit of despair. So use it. Use all of these thoughts and look at them. And as you pull them out, you'll be able to climb up and pull them out at the same time and deal with them when you're doing the shadow work. And again, my program is all about the shadow work on a deep, deep level, the ins and outs, the ups and downs, how it relates to the inner child healing work. Because if you do it correctly, the shadow work will lead you into the inner child healing. And it all has to do with, again, this law of attraction and what you're attracting to yourself, what you're allowing to come into fruition for yourself. We block ourselves. This is whole like, you are your biggest enemy type of thing. It's like you think you're doing something, but you're pushing it away type of sometimes scenario is how that can display itself. But yeah, you have a lot of abundance right here coming for you. You've been working on it. You've been doing well. It's just like there's another level. There's the next step that you need to go to kind of even this balance out and get rid of, again, some of these extraneous, like just extemporaneous, what am I trying to say? Erroneous beliefs, systems that you're caught up in. Okay. So for our air signs, again, it's about this way. This will help the way that you communicate. This will help the way that you relate to people, and all of it is connected. So doing the shadow work for yourself is going to help every single endeavor that you're in, whether it's career sector, twin flames, family, whatever it is. Okay. So we're just going to go right on with water signs here. Okay. I am going to take 2 of these, just like we have been doing. Oh yeah. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes, even just the comments and everything to connect. I love it. You can find me all over social media. I'm Clary Berry at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest. And again, you can always get the up-to-date prices on everything that I offer at claryberry.com. So the most recent post on there is always going to be the current pricing for like that month is usually how I'll do pricing for that month. So I have specials this month, so be sure to check it out before the month ends. Okay. Because we're already this week is like coming into, the middle towards the end of the month, which is crazy because it still seems like it's like August or something for me. I don't know. We've already had snow, so I don't know why I'm saying that. Okay, so not very surprising that for our water signs here, we got, and you can't see it, but we got the high priestess. So that's obviously very indicative of a water sign in the sun in water sign. So we have water signs that we're talking about here in the Scorpio, sun. So that's definitely something to be expected, that you're feeling at your most depths, like you're going really deep right now, water signs. And again, if you have like your moon in water, that's even more like going within. Like there's a lot of different aspects. A lot of people are going within right now, and you can see this because like things trend, and like, you can like even look at the trends of like certain things like astrology, and you'll see like it relates to like what more searches will be made during times like this on stuff like astrology, tarot, things like that. So, and it's a great time for people to go within again and do this shadow work. This obviously is a huge shadow work card. We have the duality between these two columns. These two columns are what gets you through life. Your inner and your outer. This is who you are. This is it makes up the sturdy foundation. So there's a lot of wisdom that's coming about right now. There's a lot of going within, there's a lot of growth, there's a lot of healing, there's a lot of purity, okay, right now, and understanding your purpose and what you must do. And that is absolutely in line with what this kind of Taurus moon is coming through with the Mercury retrograde, like everything together. It's all about, astrology is all about the dynamics of all of these things and how they're working together, and how that works for you. So it's so interesting because we got to talk about themes, because the different things can manifest in different ways for different people. But it's so cool to see like, oh, you'll have a Mercury retrograde thing happen where it's like communication breakdown, but it was for the ultimate good and working through something to come into this new beginning. And yeah, there's a lot of like psychic focus right now, again with this full moon in Taurus. There's a lot of focus on this intuition. So I think it's a great day to even just do some rituals, like even on Monday for 11/11, and then on Tuesday for the full moon. Take that. Don't just think about your full moon as just Wednesday or just Tuesday. And then again, coming into a new moon, or excuse me, just the moon in Gemini, through Friday, going into the Cancer moon, is going to be a huge, powerful week for water signs, especially Cancers. Okay, not to call my own sign out, but yeah, this is definitely a passion. This is definitely a love. This is definitely you coming together, maybe passionately with your person, maybe just talking to them in a passionate way, talking about deep things, talking about the next step, talking about the future. Because this whole thing, again, the full moons are kind of this resolution that we had in the beginning with our overlying energy as well. Okay, so we have the Judgment card coming out. Okay, so we got that earlier as well. So it's being able to judge yourself, being able to gauge your person off of the judgments that you can make. And again, by that, I mean more discernment, being able to judge your person and gauge where they're at on your own, even without cards, even without, just knowing, and being able to have this whole intuition sense of feeling and knowing what to say to certain people to help them heal, help them learn, help them grow, help them wake up. Okay. It's like we plant the seeds, but who knows what's going to actually change somebody's mind and kind of wake them up. And that's what I'm getting here. So this might be some mission energy coming through with the water signs. Oh, we got cards flipping over and staying in my hand. So we might be feeling, kind of in control of ourselves and what is going on, trying to control the changes maybe a little bit, but just remember to stay on the intuition and just stay focused on what really is, and kind of opening up to the psychic powers that you may not even know that you have, actually, is what I'm getting here. Okay, through this full moon, again, more people are going to be feeling more psychic, even people who are not necessarily feeling that on a regular basis. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so we are looking at ourselves in new, fresh ways. We are waking up to the way that we look at our relationships, the way that we focus on our power and our spirituality and our relationship again with our higher power is changing. That's why you're seeing kind of more an outward change, and it's like kind of the balls in the air. It's like when you throw the ball in the air and it's just spinning, spinning, spinning. Where's it going to go? Where do I need to go to catch the ball? You know, like where do I need to be? It's like that's the energy, is that the ball's already thrown up. We're just kind of gauging where exactly we need to meet this energy at. And it is a lot of change. This is a lot of change energy. This is very, very powerful new beginnings and new continuations, really. Getting off, it's like getting off the bus. Now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you get off the bus? Which way are you going to go? Think about the next step, okay? And we want to be very careful here about putting up too many walls, putting up too many safeguards here. This is kind of a time of exploration, a time of freedom, allowing yourself to, be open to certain things and not necessarily, I mean, yeah, there's always a time for boundaries, and some of us might have set too many boundaries here for this, or, just being open to other people and letting your true self shine to others is really going to be important for water signs right now. This is all about this intuition. It's about sharing it. Your intuition is a gift. So especially again, if you have your moon or even your like rising and ascendant and sun signs, anything in the water signs is really going to help you to have a connection to people. And a lot of times the water signs are the ones people just kind of talk to, and they're just like, here, I'm going to tell you my life story. I'm going to tell you everything. And as those water signs, again, sometimes it can be in different parts of your sign where you may not feel with your own emotions as much of a water sign, but if you have it on kind of the external, your sun or your ascendant, then you will be like more like that way to other people. So other people will relate to you in that way, this soft, emotional, like they're able to be maybe more emotional with you or more honest with you, and that's the role that you fill for them, maybe even as like inwardly you may not feel that way. So be open to those energies right now again, and kind of being there. It's holding space for people, for other people that may be going through something during this full moon. Okay, so be receptive and open to the energies that others are trying to show you, and don't have any fear right now as far as what you are supposed to do, because whatever you're doing right now is what you are supposed to be doing. That's kind of a lot of what I'm getting here for the water signs, again, because it's like, be yourself, just let it flow, let your soul shine. Van Morrison, love it. Better than moonshine, damn sure better than the rain. Okay, and you're coming into this new beginning. This is definitely strongly you're understanding the holistic law of attraction on a deeper level, getting into alignment with your emotional side. This does have to do with inner child healing work, but it has to do with the way that it's changing your life and the way that it's changing your spark and your passion, the way that it's recharging you right now in a way that is self-fulfilling, to where you're going to give, but it's okay, because you're going to be giving the things that you're passionate about. It's coming into alignment, which needs to happen if you're going to attract the things that you're really supposed to be attracting. The law of attraction, the holistic law of attraction, it's all very simple. A lot of people can find it on their own, but that's just because they're paying attention. They're paying attention to the signs, the signals, themselves, what they feel. They're honoring themselves on a deeper level to do the things that they really want to do. Just a lot of alignment, alignment between the mental, the emotional, their actual actions, and then their habits over time to create what the energy that also comes back to them. This is what this back, pow, the energy that actually comes back to you, that actually happens. This is what it's about. Coming into this greater power in drawing what you want as you're moving forward. Okay, so it's going to feel powerful. You're going to have a power boost here. It's going to be like, what do you do with this new power? I'm sure you're going to use it well, okay, because you already got these powers for a reason. So if you want the powers, to manifest the things that you actually want, which you really need to be focused on right now, because this is a time, again, where you are psychically in tune. A lot of us are, and we want to give, we want to support, we want to be giving back. We are understanding how blessed we are, And we're kind of coming into this maybe more of like a festive, giving mode. And it's very important what you are giving out, what you are paying attention to, what you are doing on a daily basis. Are you being true to yourself right now? And what is the most truest thing you can do is do the inner child healing. So this is definitely a card to leave us off here. This is the call to action of saying this is how you're going to get to this place where you are this master manifester. Okay, even more than you already are. Because I can see you've done work. I can see you've been on, it's like you've been preaching, you've been on the mission, for a while. You've been, at least, at the very least, I feel like you're starting to figure it out, what you can start to give back and start to actually work it out, start to actually help people, which is exactly where you want to be. Again, doing it in your own way with your own twist, okay, is going to really, coming into your own is really going to help you to blossom with this. But so is the inner child healing. Okay, this is where the growth comes in. This is where you are the high priestess, because you come into your memories, you come into your own perceptions of your memories and who you were and who you are, and you save yourself. You help yourself. You alter your memories in a way where it's your relationship with your memories. If you're not necessarily changing what happened, and that seems a little bit crazy to just be like changing everything that happened, but you can go back and support yourself. You can wrap yourself up in hugs and love and everything that you needed at that time. And that's what the inner child healing is about. Giving yourself that love that you always needed in whatever way, shape, or form that you needed it. When were you neglected? Go give yourself extra love at that time. It's kind of on a basic level what this is about. So I'm definitely feeling the progression and kind of the side where, yeah, learning about the holistic law of attraction is really going to benefit you. It's at the beginning of the program. And then also getting into the deeper inner child healing work. So, shadow work's in there in between. The program starts out with the law of attraction, and then it goes all the way to the inner child healing. I'm just seeing that getting through the program, maybe doing it quickly and then rewatching it later might be a good thing for you to do, because you need to get certain principles on the law of attraction, which is at the beginning, but the again, the inner child healing is at the end. But so I feel like what's going to happen for you is when you get to the shadow work, you're going to start using the shadow work on something that's a little bit deeper, maybe was a little bit more traumatizing, but it's going to help you right away. And you're going to be able to use this healing to kind of further this whole idea and this mentality and this call that you have to help people and to help like wake people up and to help people in whatever way, that is your passion. Again, this is all about you and what you want to do to help people. Okay. So what is left? We have earth, right? We did fire, we did air, we did, just now was water. So let's go on to the earth signs. Okay. And we're going to switch back to the other deck. Okay. Again, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you so much for joining me. Definitely send any questions that you have. I will be doing Q&A videos here in the future. So send those to claryberry@gmail.com, or however, mostly that's going to be something that I'll be able to check for you guys. All right, so let's go. And well, first we are going to take we're going to take 3 for our earth signs, just because these are such earthy cards here, and that's just what I was told to take. So you got to listen. Okay. Ooh, yeah. So more 5s. We've got 5 of Wands. I think that's been kind of a theme today. And then we have the Emperor and the 4 of Cups. Okay. So we have our earth energy making some moves action wise. Okay. I'm feeling like, this is almost like doing some labor, really working and really kind of being passionate about what you're working on. And it has to do with the inner and the outer at the same time. Okay. Because this is a deep, deep change in seeing, what you are allowing yourself to receive. I feel like a lot of this has to do with honestly, the masculine side of the twin flame kind of opening up to this idea of being loved on such a deep level and understanding that they are worthy of it. So that is amazing coming through. And then the 4 of Cups energy is this feminine side that is no longer idealizing, the masculine side. and coming out of this, any kind of a desperation type of energy, and like getting the person back or getting more energy. It's like the feminine's waking up and understanding that they stand in their own time, they stand in their own, they like their own company, and they want to just, they don't mind being with themselves, they don't mind going in and work. Now that some of this, again, is, we have the inner child coming through. So the more that we work on cleansing out our own self and our inner child, then the more we're going to come into this pure energy, and be able to have a more balanced sense of what this passion really is between the twin flames. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. And again, some of the same energy that we're seeing. We have 2 of Wands. This is the passion on both sides is growing. It's growing. It's growing. You're understanding this new beginning is you guys going to be together, but you may not have able to spend very much time together in that state of mind yet. And so that's going to come for you guys very soon. Okay, to get to that next stage, because all signs are really positive, regarding the twin flames right now. Again, this going within on a general level is just making people more likely to be able to connect with each other because they're doing the work. They're drawn to do this work on some level, and it does have to do with kind of this comfort. We're in this comfort zone with the Taurus. So it's like you kind of tend to just go back to what is comfortable and allow this relationship, this twin flame relationship, to kind of be in that comfortable space at that same time, So capitalize on that, capitalize on the peace, capitalize on, everything that's going right. It's working for you. You are making things happen, and you're understanding your leadership, because your leadership comes from the inner healing. And on a deep level, I'm getting that you really understand that here, or you're starting to see that. Okay. And it's gonna, this is such a twin flame card too. It's coming together as more of like an understanding of each other, and recognizing, that your person is another person, but they are connected to you. It's a very delicate balance that a lot of people, they can't just wrap their heads around what the hell a twin flame even is right away. It's kind of a gradual process of learning it and learning about it and learning how the interactions, even though they may not feel the best going through them at the time, they always lead to a deeper understanding of yourself, a deeper understanding of each other. Basically soul evolution here. So this is just about trusting that and, capitalizing again on that, like really using it as a mirror. It's almost like this is a little compact. He's looking in the mirror like every day because he's got this twin flame energy. He's blessed, and understanding that we are to use it. It is a guidepost, just like any of our feelings and expectations. Your twin flame with you is really like a fiery, it's one of the best ways that you can keep track of your inner state and how you actually feel, and making sure that you're in this state of positivity and, purity and enthusiasm for life. And enthusiasm for each other is also growing here. Okay. So coming into our future just a little bit more here. Okay. With our earth signs, you're kind of grabbing onto this Taurus energy. It's a little bit feeling comfortable. It's a little bit kind of being one-minded here. And I'm feeling like this is kind of like this self-soothing thing that Tauruses are very good at. It's like wrap yourself in your bubble, your most comfortable clothes, and just kind of ease through the week in a way which is self-honoring. And that's a very good state to be in, because when you're in that kind of self-honoring, when you're giving yourself the most every day, when you're showing up for yourself, it's pulling the habits together. It's making that good meal for yourself that you should make. And if you don't food prep it, you're gonna buy something bad on Monday and Tuesday. It's about showing up for yourself in that way. It's about communicating what needs to be communicated with the people in your life and the moving pieces in your life. This is about, those social relationships that happen every day within your job and within your world, just taking care of your business, but also taking care of yourself as you're going through this business. Okay. So it's a little bit of growth and a little bit of, kind of a little bit of indulgence, and it's a nice place to be in. But again, it's a good catalyst to kind of work through and kind of build this fire, build this flame make things happen, switch things up, because it is a comfortable time. And you know that overall, what you really want to do is evolve. So it's a good time, even though it's a comfort zone, if you use it in a way where it is not just sitting in your comfort zone, but like pushing through, clearing out these endings and whatever's coming through with the old endings coming through to flipping it to the new beginnings here. Okay. So a lot of external energies here for our earth signs, which, is an earthy thing to have. Okay. Allow yourself to make a move. Allow yourself to, and we got shadow work here too. Cast in the shadow on the side, and then with the black horse, this is about changing your actual life in ways that are very practical. But that's what happens when you do the shadow work. You never know how it's going to change you. Okay? Getting into some deeper healing within what happened to you in your past is going to help you with your future and what you really want. It's going to help you to get over patterns again that were not serving you, where you either felt more entitled, or the person, the male, felt entitled. Maybe that bored, wanting to go conquer distant lands type of energy, and the female was like, oh no, stay with me. Like that old story is definitely changing here. Okay. And it's kind of, how do you deal with that? How do you adjust to that sort of energy here? Well, the more within that you go, the more you're going to get to the bottom of why you were the way that you were, and how not to be that way in the future. And it's going to bring this happiness further into your life, and it's going to help you to find the things that you're searching for. Okay. You're definitely gaining momentum here as you move into this week. Things are happening because you're coming from on foot to, rushing into something. So whatever that speaks to you, but I'm seeing like maybe Thursday, Friday coming through, where, there might be some passion, some movement, some action, and then coming through with a stable kind of energy, steady, supportive, loving of yourself. Okay. Loving, filling up your love cup first, taking care of your own self before trying to attract or receive anything from your person. Give it all to yourself. Give yourself that love. Stand in your own truth. Okay. And understand that the happiness is, you're coming into the happiness so fast and so quickly with this shadow work and inner child healing. It just changes things. And again, it's like a safe, it's a safe proof. It's foolproof. It's like it's like insurance for your future. To do this now is not only going to help you now in what you're dealing with now in this week, but it's going to help you with the changes that are coming in for this next year. Again, the portal for the 1111 portal is basically like portal into the next year. Like a lot of new stuff is happening now. And again, it has to do with how we're cleaning up the old energies of the past. Okay. So I think I got that out of the way. Shadow work is huge in this whole reading. So definitely get the program, figure out how to do that shadow work. I actually already explained it. So just hop right in and do it as soon as you feel like you have any kind of a working understanding of doing it. Just act. The actions now are going to create what we want out of life. Okay. And moving into, again, the moon in Gemini this week, back to the collective kind of part of the reading here. Again, it's kind of about this curious, like, enthusiasm about what we are creating and what we're doing. Okay. And again, we got the star energy again. Okay. Coming into, you may be shining your light on a way brighter scale than you ever have, because you can see things in a new way. Okay. You don't need this blindfold to know that there's things that you're missing and the things that the shadow work are going to help you with. This is very much shiny, sparkly, new, fresh energy, because you're cleaning out the old systems, the old modalities, the old thoughts, the old ways of believing, what is going to happen to you. Okay. So at this point, we're just getting like this same energy over and over. Okay. I get the hiccups again too. So it's how you want to lead. You're the leader. You're leading a lot of people right now. You are helping out a lot of people. That just the work that you do on yourself is actually flowing off of you and going into other people's lives. You don't even have to tell them about it. You don't even have to do a video about it. The work that you're doing is so deep right now that nobody has to even see it or hear it from you. This is very clear. In the sheer fact that you are coming into balance and that you are doing this law of attraction work with yourself, this holistic law of attraction work with yourself, when you get into this and when you get better at it, you are going to help other people to heal just by the light that you're shining. Okay, just by the work that you've done and being able to talk about it. This is being able to take that step of, wow, I've been through this. Now I can talk about it. Now I can laugh about it. Now I can help other people heal. Okay, so that's kind of the energy for everybody. Okay, coming into again Wednesday, it's kind of like we're things are less heavy. Things are kind of like, oh, just this curious, kind of fickle, like imaginative, thinking back and forth, changeability, like seeing both sides. Again, a good time to do shadow work as well, and kind of keep things a little bit on that intellectual side. Shadow work, perfect for the rest of the week. That's probably why it showed up so much. And then going into the weekend, see, this would be a great time to do the shadow work this week. And then by the end of the weekend, get into the actual inner child healing, because that is where you get deeper into the emotions. And we'll already be dealing with more emotional stuff on Friday and Saturday through the weekend. Okay, so I will be back with new videos soon. Thank you again for joining me. I'm so happy to be here. Let me know if you like the live format, even though I know I don't interact very much because I have stuff on the screen. I can't really see the my tripod is actually like a little, it's a little plaque holder, I think is what it's called. So it's a little bit different, but yeah, we make it work. So I can do regular videos, or it's like I just like to kind of go with the flow and go with whatever people tell me or my intuition tells me. So we'll work it out together. We'll play it by ear. Again, I'll have new videos up tomorrow. So thank you for joining me. You can find me all over social media. Again, all the new up-to-date prices on everything I offer at claryberry.com. Take care. Be good to yourselves and others, and I will see you guys real soon. Much love, many blessings. Bye.